This is in response to Billy's Talking Points memo from Monday, December 1st, 2014, and it is entitled, What the Fergunson Protestors Accomplished. Well, I'm going to respond a little bit to you, Billy, and then I'm going to go into another area of what they really did accomplish. All right, so let's get into what you had to say. First off, you equated anyone who was not committing violence, who was part of the protest, as a mob. And number two, you indicated that anyone who was not, who was part of the protest, who did not do any type of violence, did not do any type of arson, or did not do any destruction of property, you considered them aiding and abetting. Well, first off, I disagree with that vehemently. Basically, you're saying everyone is wrong, and that's what you want to do. Look at them; they're all black, they're all bad. That's the big problem we have in the United States. Is white people think that the crime rate is still going up when it's going down, and white people think that blacks commit a lot more crime than what they actually do. So there's a problem right there. Now. So some people are walking along and someone starts torching something and they get out of there. Now, I know there were a lot of ministers there. I know there were a lot of people there who wanted to keep violence down. I know they were working hard to keep violence down. You had a big thing about where was the National Guard? I don't know where they were either, but you don't bring that out. Now you're talking about the looting and the arson and what they accomplished, and they actually are saying that they accomplished nothing. But here's the thing, is that there's a number of photos, a number of videos actually, that's showing that possibly some people who were armed to the teeth, who might have been part of some type of organized law enforcement agency, possibly even started some of the torture. Now, that's highly speculative, but there have some videos out there. I've seen them, they do it. But what happens after that, Billy? Is you go into your race baiting, it's so painful to listen to you, when you call people, racial agitators, and then call it lynch mob mentality, that's really just, it's so out of line, because there's so many things that you're saying that have a modicum of credibility, but most of the things you're saying have no credibility whatsoever. So let's just go finish up. All right. So there were a couple agitators. All right, that happens. People tried very hard to keep that down to a minimum, but that happens a little bit. But then to go into this guy, Michael Dyson, whatever his name is, I didn't even bother to read the article in the New York Times, because I probably would have seen how you exaggerated his point of view to an incredible extent. But be that as it may, people are entitled, that's their First Amendment right of talking about it. About what went on, possibly, and he also indicated that he was upset with Obama. But here's the thing, is that what you don't know about Billy is that when you live in an all-black area and the cops come down and they want to arrest somebody, they want to arrest somebody. If they want to hassle somebody, they're going to hassle somebody. If they want to rough up somebody, they can rough up somebody. People in that area know what it's like if something like that is going to happen. They know what it is like, that mentality. You don't have any idea of what it's like, because you live in some fucking 5-10 acre spread with a huge $2 million house, whatever, I don't care. But you have no idea what it's like when the police come through the area and they start looking for people, or if they come in for a call and then just go out and start searching for people when they may not know exactly what's going on. So you have no idea what that's like. You don't know the humility that people suffer when the cops come in and do some of the things that they're doing. And of course, you cited some statistics, and of course, you want to conflate the issue. You don't want to talk about the true issue. And the true issue is that there are a fair number of unarmed black men who've been killed by white police officers. There's the one the one big guy in New York City who was illegally selling cigarettes, and they strangled him to death. And there's been a number of cases in New York where someone was completely unarmed and they shot him to death. In St. Louis, McCullough 10 years earlier did not even prosecute against 2 white police officers who shot, they were undercover. They shot at 2 black guys in a car. They said the car was coming at him, and they said, no, the car was in park. He still didn't bring charges. So people in that community, they know what it's like. They know what it's like, and you don't know what it's like. So don't pull that game. And then to try and say that, oh, black people kill black people, we're not talking about that. They weren't protesting black people killing black people. If you want to change some of these things, Billy, how about raising the minimum wage? How about advocating for the minimum wage? How about advocating to have the same amount of money put in the inner city schools that are put in the suburbs that surround those big inner cities? And get good paying teachers, jobs programs, all kinds of stuff. Does that mean money? Yes, of course it does. Are you willing to pay a couple $1,000s more per year to help other people, in a really decent program that can be established? Of course you don't. But, a lot of people would. I would. I don't make that kind of money that you make, but I'd be willing to pay more to do something like that. What was the other thing? A jobs bill, infrastructure bill, maybe as I said, increased education. So there could be a lot of things that could be done. How about some good gun laws, so that police don't know who they're coming up against. We know that that in Europe they don't have gun violence like we have gun violence all over the place. Now, of course, you want to say black on black, or white on white, and you want to conflate the thing. But still, the mentality is if you're black and you live in the inner city, you got to watch out for what the police come. All right. And again, I'm really tired, Billy, of every time a black guy writes something, you say that he would call you a white supremacist if you tell him the truth. He wouldn't care about the statistics. No, you look at one statistic, one set of statistics, they look at another set of statistics, and here's the thing. Black people are being killed. We don't really know how many. I don't know where that number that you came from, but we know that not all police departments report to the FBI exactly how many people were killed in their district. All right, some may not report it at all. So we don't necessarily have a good idea as to accidents because they want to keep their numbers down. Now, let me just try and finish up real quick. Okay, now you even came into the point where we need to respect the decision by the grand jury, and then you go into even hinting that, possibly, everyone makes mistakes. We're all human. We made mistakes. So what were the protests about? And of course, you said murder. They could have brought manslaughter. They could have brought second-degree murder. They could have brought manslaughter. There could have been unlawful use of a firearm. There could have been a whole host of charges that could have been brought against him, again, besides murder. Okay? And again, it wasn't that a white man shot a black man who was completely unarmed. It was the fact that a grand jury didn't even do anything about it, and that we all know, meaning the people who know, McCullough put the fix in right from the beginning, and I've mentioned that for a long time. And Al Sharpton is not inciting riots. Michael Dyson, whatever his last name is, he's not inciting any type of riots. Jesse Jackson, they're not inciting riots. They want peace. They want jobs. They want, lunch programs. They want training programs. They want to raise the minimum wage. They want to have gun control, or stricter gun control. These are all the things that will help black people. These are all the things that will help all Americans. But you wouldn't just want to go into, look at how many black people kill each other. They kill each other all the time. They should have a thing about that. You want to change the issue. And these guys don't have any type of lynch mob mentality. They're not trying to suck it off, the tit of black people. Those guys, etc. They want good jobs, good education, school lunch programs to help people get out of poverty. I could go into all of that. The redlining from years and years ago. Even when I was a kid, we knew where the black area was because right across the line, that's where the blacks lived. All right, that's the way it was. And I know maybe you didn't have it in Levittown or wherever you grew up, but it was all over the place. And I knew it where I grew up, that once you passed this line, it wasn't on this side of the tracks, but you knew where that area was. So, just to finish up real quick, Billy, don't conflate white officers killing unarmed black teenagers with black people killing black people. Don't do that, okay? Yeah, you want to help that. all right, raise the minimum wage, get good gun control in, increase education, get a jobs program, be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. One other thing I just want to leave with this, the Ferguson protesters, they protested all over the United States, which I think is good. They stopped traffic. I don't think that's the greatest thing anymore, but they're protesting in a lot of areas, and I think that that's wonderful because there needs to be changes in the way that police officers interact with the public, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're Hispanic, whether they're rich, whether they're poor. That needs to change. That needs to change dramatically.